Hello dear viewers, welcome to this special interview live on SLBC from South Sudan capital Juba. My name is Majur Cholkor, and in this edition of this special interview we are bringing to you the business and the prices of commodities in the Republic of South Sudan capital Juba. And to find more in these editions and to letting us know how business is being run and regulated in the Republic of South Sudan is the only and the one man in Central Equatoria State Chamber of Commerce, and that is none other than the Chairperson of Central Equatoria State Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, Robert Pitia Francis. He is going to help us elaborate more on the laws of the Republic of South Sudan that governs the market and the business and the prices of commodities in Juba, and also what is the role that is being played by Central Equatoria State Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture in regulating the business in Juba, which is the capital city of South Sudan. Robert, allowed me to say it, I'm profoundly honored and exceedingly humbled to have you in this special interview on SBC. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Just to begin with, before we go deeply into our business, maybe you can have a word of greeting to the fellow men and women South Sudan in your language of business. Maybe word of greeting to the people.
Yeah, actually, first of all, I want to say Ramadan Kareem to our Muslim brothers. I hope this Ramadan fill our heart with love, unity, and peace. And also I want to greet women, because women, for me, women are special. And then they're struggling in the markets, the way you see them. They are struggling to provide for their families. And they're working with all their heart and all their energy to support their families. Also, I greet them from here, and I am giving them hope. Things are in future, things will change. Let us hold on. Let us have hope, and things will change.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear viewers. Ramadan Kareem from Robert Pitia, the Chairperson of Chamber of Commerce, Central Equatoria State. And back to my guest right here in the studio. Thank you so much, Robert, for accepting our invitation to have this interview with you. Before we look deeply on the issue of business and the prices of commodities within Juba, what is the nature of business that South Sudanese have right now?
South Sudanese normally, they are majority in retail businesses. And when we say 2% or 3%, 5% are in a very big supply and big companies. And it is a challenge for us, because it is like we are handing our own economy into the hands of other people. And also it comes also to the issue of how government policies going to encourage youth, women to join business in order to make sure we progress. And then also to give hope to our own people, because at the moment there's no regulations on the prices, as I will talk about it later, because anyone sell anyhow, and that is bad. It is our own citizens who are the ones suffering, and it's also setting for us that we are not responsible. We are not taking charge of our own people or our own environment. And it's also because all these things, it comes to one thing, leadership. The government and the leadership that sets a conducive environment to make sure the business environment is good and prosper. And also it comes also to how South Sudanese are also facing difficulties in how to survive, you know, because in government, if you take government, the government cannot employ all South Sudanese, but in private sector can take as much as possible.
Talking about retail business, that South Sudanese are majorly involved in retail business. Do you think it's the best business that South Sudanese can do?
Actually, business is a skill, you know, and this is a skill you cannot acquire it just you go in the market to acquire it. It needs time, and it's the sources of livelihood. You know, people are depending on it, surviving on it, educating their children on it, providing for their families on it, and also helping in economic development of the state or that county or that government at the level in terms of paying taxes. What I want to drive you in, there is no right policy that government has to empower on people so that also they take charge of their own environment of business. Because now what I can say, what we are facing in South Sudan, it is like it is like in terms of like a crisis in private sector. In how are we going to create this conducive environment for our own people to prosper and develop the private sector, and it's going to take time and leadership. And if you see what South Sudanese are doing years back, you know, there are some of them are not in business, but sometimes the situation forces them to join business, you know, because we don't have background of doing business before, because we are in war, we are in a situation whereby we don't know. But some of us came in and joined business and tested the challenges and the opportunities that inside the business that we can prosper. It is going like this, because now if you take a statistic of our people who are in business, let me say the much of our people who are doing business, they are in retail business and these vendors business, you know, putting things on the roadside, and tomorrow you go to other place, you will be chased from there, and next tomorrow you also go and put somewhere, and this is not helping us. This is not helping our people. We need our people to have a specific space for them so that they develop, because at the end of the day we need to make them develop to other stage, because at the end of the day they cannot remain in one stage. They have to develop. First of all, they have to be allocation for these people, a place so that they can operate, not to sell goods on the roadside. And I think the Juba City Council also is working on that one with the relevant institutions that are concerning of demarcation of the places.
Okay. And now let's talk about the prices of commodities within Juba city, which is the capital. Based on your experience as the chairperson of Central Equatoria State Chamber of Commerce, what do you know about the prices of commodities? Citizens have been complaining that every week, every day, there's different prices in the market.
First of all, let us know, because our role as Chamber of Commerce, the role of Chamber of Commerce is to advocate, to protect, to promote business in order to deliver services to the citizen. And anyone doing business in South Sudan, by virtue, he is or she is a member of Chamber of Commerce, because if he has a problem, he will run to Chamber of Commerce. But now comes to who regulating the prices in the market, or why the prices are not stable in the market. First, the government is the one regulating prices in the markets, and it has a department in the Ministry of Trade, the Department of Price and Control, even at the level of the state. But there's challenges that make some of these departments which are not functioning, because our role is to supervise and monitor the prices in the market, and also advise the government where needs be, or somewhere if there's something that need to be addressed, and then we raise it and tell the government that there's something here need to be addressed. So generally we are doing monitoring and supervision to identify people who are complying with the policy of the government being set.
So, as you've been monitoring and supervising, what have you seen that is the root causes of these skyrocketing prices of commodities in the market?
Yeah, number one, currently, the challenges that facing and the issues of prices in the market, number one is demand and supply. In demand, when the demand is high, some traders will increase the prices, because there's some specific people, maybe a group of national, they are bringing food and they are controlling the prices. This is one, supply and demand. This is one. Two, issues of taxes in the market. This is two. Number three, the issue of global economic activities, or sometimes I say call it a crisis, like COVID-19. Now we have the prices of oil, going up and down. An increase in the prices at the manufacturer, companies who are manufacturing this thing, because some of the materials that they also bring from other countries also increase. They also increase their product. That means that if you're going to buy it, you're going to sell it in a different price. So all these factors are connected in one thing, so pricing. But these prices, if the government set and intervene and address it, I think some of these prices will come down, because it needs an intervention, and it needs a clear policy to be set, and then to empower also our own South Sudanese, because we have South Sudanese who are capable, who can bring food and with the lower prices. But it needs also the government to support so that these prices come down, because it will not come down easily. Need intervention. This intervention need to be taken by this system, need to be taken by the government.
I remember last month when you hold a press conference about the prices of commodities within Juba, and you call upon the government and the UN agencies to intervene and help the women that are involved in small-scale businesses, and also urging the traders to reduce the prices of commodities, and saying if they don't do so, you will come in as Central Equatorial State Chamber of Commerce and impose the law on them. Yeah. In this case, what is the best way of regulating these prices of commodities in the market? As the State Chamber of Commerce, and also as the City Council is concerned, and other stakeholders and the government, the top leadership is concerned, what is the best way of regulating these skyrocketing prices of commodities within Juba?
Number one, as I told you before, it need intervention from the government. The government should intervene to come up with policies that come up to reduce the prices, because it cannot come alone, because there's many factors, as I've been explaining to you before. First of all, there's the issue of supply and demand. This is one. Two, increase in the price market. I mean the issue of taxes, increase in taxes. Number three, the issue of global economic activities. That if there's any changes, like for example, even changes in oil price, yeah, it also affect. It also affect the activities. I mean the activities of the companies or the companies that producing the product. And also the other issue that also we are also seeing that also affecting the issues of the prices is also the issue of how we come up with the issue of foreign trade regulations, because also we also need to know what are we exporting to the countries that we also have, because at the end of the day, a foreign trade, it's about export and import. What I know, we only export oil, but this oil going maybe to China or something, countries which are far. And also, I mean gum arabic, this one we export. But what are we exporting to our nearest countries? Like you have Kenya, for example, you have Uganda. These are people who are what? We are doing business with them. Because anyone wants to expand his or her market, are we getting something from them, or they are just getting and improving their economy? These are also some of our also play a role in the issues of the price, because at the end of the day also business is like trade is like, it's like I give you something, also I need you also to give me, so that I also don't only go for you and bring food from you. We need also an environment whereby our policies should be set in terms of how are we going to benefit, because we are consumers. When we are consumers, how are we going to stabilize the issues of the price in the market? Okay. First of all, we have also our political stability is also very important. We need stability so that we also get our product from within, in terms of agriculture, in terms of other things, because we are not going to import things for life. We have to also produce our own and also export to get that hard currency to develop our economy. So issues of the price in the market need a serious intervention from the national government, state government, and then city council and the local government.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Robert. The prices of commodities need political stability.
Yes.
And after this break,
yeah,
we'll find out from you whether you think that the political situations in the Republic of South Sudan has contributed into the skyrocketing prices of commodities within Juba or not. Dear viewers, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for following these editions of these special programs on SABC. With me is Robert Francis, the Chairperson of the State Chamber of Commerce of Central Equatoria. He is helping us understanding more about the business and the prices of commodities in Juba, the capital city of South Sudan, and what should be done to improve on the skyrocketing prices of commodities. We'll find out more after this break. whether the political situations in the Republic of South Sudan has contributed to this hardship or not. And if you want to learn more about who are supervising the prices of commodities in the market and the role being played by the government, these are the right people as we learn from them. Let's have a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, dear viewers. Thank you so much for following and this edition of this special interview whereby we're looking at the business and the prices of commodities within Juba. My name is Majur Cholkor and my guest is Robert Pitia Francis, the Chairperson of Central Equatoria State Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. Robert, welcome back.
Thank you.
As we went for break, I said we'll find out from you whether the political situation in the Republic of South Sudan has contributed to this economic hardship or not. Do you think so?
Yes, 100% in any country, not in South Sudan, where there is any political crisis, automatically it affects business environment. And in South Sudan, realizing that one, when South Sudan went to war since 2013, then again 2014, things changed. As we are talking now, that time the dollar, when we are buying dollar, it is 200 something, 200. From central bank, I think it was 180 something. In the black market, it was 230, 220. And now, the dollar is now reached how much? 43, 44,000. And this is in black market. So when you see the difference, it's a really very big gap. That has created for us a problem whereby some of the investors who came, they left and created unemployment and also created inflation. Our currency does not have a value, and also it create the issues of trade imbalance. Trade imbalance whereby East Africa is the one benefiting, not South Sudan, because now, as I'm speaking, we are importing things, everything from East Africa, and we hope our government to set up a policy whereby creating conducive environment, like political instability in every corner of this country, so that people will come cultivating, providing food also for themselves, creating opportunity at the level of the Payam, at the level of the Boma there, so that when they come to the cities, they bring something from there. They bring something to the market, and then they get something from the market, they go back to their villages. Because now, when you realize now people are coming empty-handed, and they're coming to look for jobs, and the population is expanding, and there's no employment, and you see the crises are everywhere. People at some young youths are joining this Toronto, and some are joining niggers, and because they don't have jobs, they don't have anything, they snatch bags from women and they break people's vehicles And some people, I think they also, there's some people maybe they want to survive, and also they rob at the night, because when people sleep they come and then they rob, because these are all situations whereby it's been created because of war. They don't have jobs to provide for them, or the kids that are now niggers, or people who are now joining in this wrong group, because they don't have something to provide for them. That's why they are going out. But generally, once the political stability in a country, and there's a right policy that put in place, economic policy that put in place, and there's agricultural policy that put in place, and then we start producing our own food, we'll stop importing things from these East African countries, and our currency will become stronger by the day, and will become strong. We'll not need anyone, because when you have political stability, we have human resources, we have enough people who are in prison that we can use to cultivate for us, and we have our people also who also has money, wants to cultivate. But the problem here is people are scared of the environment, political environment. What is going to happen after 2 years to come? What is going to happen after 5 years to come?
What do you think will improve the political environment?
First of all, one thing is to improve political environment. It's come from our leaders, that our leaders giving assurance to our people, and bringing people who are outside, bringing them in, bringing them in, so that we have general peace.
What do you mean people are outside?
Like, for example, people are still hold out groups, like the rebel who are outside. They should bring them in, and then they will start building this country together, in a right economic system, in a right political system, in a right development system. I mean, in terms of agriculture, in terms of taking this country ahead.
Okay, so let's look at how you treat the foreign traders and the national traders in the market as the State Chamber of Commerce. Do you have similarities in how you treat them when coming to maybe charges and the laws governing how foreign traders should sell their food and non-food items, and how nationals should sell their food and non-food items?
No, we treat them. We don't classify people or discriminate people. Our tribe is business. Everything is business. When you're doing business, this is where you are. But when you have problem, you also solve the same problem that you have. We solve the same problem that we have with our South Sudanese. But there's some issues here. Is our South Sudanese does not know what is happening. Number one, they don't know their right. I mean, their right. How are they paying the tax? I mean, how much are they supposed to pay? I mean, this is one. Two, they also does not know the rules and regulations. Okay, because sometimes there's penalties that you should be penalized if you fail to pay in time. Also, this thing also apply to the same for foreigners. And this, if you don't pay on time, you'll be penalized. But generally, we as Chamber of Commerce, we treat them the same. We don't discriminate them. We give them the same information. We give them the same solution that we want them to progress. But there's another issue that also that our government also does not help us in terms of also positive discrimination. In any country, there's a policies that empower their own people, setting rules that empower their young, growing business men or business women. And here, we don't have it. Because if we have it, I think we will encourage our own people, more people to come and join business so that they develop this country. And this money, this profit will remain here. These are some of the issues that we need to wake up and address it. And if we don't wake up, time will go and we are going to suffer, and we will remain like that. But by the end of the day, the foreigners will come, they get the profit, they take it back, and we cry that we don't have anything. But we have our government. But the government is to set the policy, the right policy, that empower our own people. Because now, if you have a company, this South Sudanese company, first of all, these companies maybe does not have experience, does not have enough capital to do many projects. But the foreign one has capacity, has experience, has connection to do anything. Here, once you set the tender rules that you are going to give to the companies, you find 99% of South Sudanese companies will not be qualified for that tender. And if you take these United Nations agencies, most of their contracts they're giving to foreign companies because they will say that you are not qualified. You are not qualified. But that's what I'm saying here is this should come in the basis on the regulations. The government should set the rules that the company, national companies, are the priorities in any contract being given outside. If you fail to implement it, then you look for what? For external partner, like somebody who can come and we join together and implement the project together. But if you say that these are the rules, and I need you to implement it like this, it means that you're knocking what? You're knocking other people out. And these people who are being knocked, these are South Sudanese.
Robert, you mentioned in your words that the type of business that South Sudanese are currently involved in is retail business.
Yes.
That means people cannot afford even to go for big business like traders and other stuff.
Yes.
Also, South Sudanese are suffering. Others cannot even afford a meal. Both a day and even a week, they cannot afford. And the government, you are blaming the government. And you are part of the government. You are one of the people that supervise and see what is going wrong in the market. In this hardship, will you say that Central Equatoria State Chamber of Commerce is not part of the hardship and the failure of the economy, if at all there is failure in the economy in South Sudan, especially in Juba?
Actually, what I'm saying here is I'm raising a valid issues not to be addressed. Number one, issues to deal with. Number one, political instability in the country. Number two, issues of taxation policies. Number three, issues to deal with foreign trade regulations. Number four, issues to do with employment laws. And some of these issues, the government and our leaders, they don't want to work on it. A private sector is a private sector. It's the part of the government that gives support of, give ideas to the government what is happening in the real ground, what is happening now at the moment there on the ground. But setting the policies or putting a right policy in the place so that to address issues, these are the government.
Are you not part of the hardship?
I'm part of the hardship. Everyone in South Sudan here experiencing every part of this hardship. But the solution is how are we going to address these issues? It's like this, we have to tell the truth that there's something here need to be addressed. Because if we don't say the thing that need to be addressed, we'll not get the solutions to that one. That's why I'm saying here is, number one, we need total stability in the country so that our own people start production. Production in terms of agriculture, in terms of creating big projects or at the level are there. And then number two is taxation policies. Taxation policies mean you cannot charge a person too much because you don't know how much the total income that he has and capital that he invested there. You know? This also need to be considered. You know? He has a right, he has an obligation to pay the taxes. But is it these taxes? Is it conducive? Is it good for him to sustain his business or her business? This is one. Is these taxes going to help our country to, because at the end of the day, these taxes are also going to do service for us, like building our infrastructure, providing services to our officials. This is it. And it is our obligation that we're supposed to be. But is it reasonable that this guy, if I'm paying this money, am I going to be out of business or I'm going to be there, I'm going to develop?
You have been supervising and monitoring the market every day at the Chairperson. Yeah. When do you think South Sudanese that are living in Juba will enjoy buying goods, commodities at fair prices?
Okay. This is what I'm talking about. This is not what, this is the issues that I'm raising, that I'm talking about. The prices having a factors. Raising of a price in any market, in any country, there is a factors. Number one, as I've told you before, is a political stability of the country. Number two, the tax policies of the government. Number three is the trade, the foreign trade regulations. Number four is Employment Act. These are all factors, these are all entities that need to be worked on so that our people can get a price in a very low with a low price. Because at the end of the day, when you take a stability can provide conducive environment for agriculture, production. And where people have energy to do that. Come to the issue of price, taxes. You know, not all taxes should be reduced, but you have to categorize. South Sudanese should be favored in terms of how to uplift him up, to bring him up. Because once he's up there, he will lift another person up. Once he's also up, he will lift another person up. Means that we are what? Building ourselves. With the support of what? With the support of our own government. You get what I'm saying? And automatically, once we come up, many people come up, many people bringing enough food in the country.
So where exactly? Which year?
We have what? We have enough. And then the prices still will come down. Automatically, the prices of goods will come down. Because we have enough.
All this, when a South Sudanese citizen going to enjoy buying at fair prices?
After all this, this is the same.
So where exactly? Which year?
I think I will not say which year, because it needs also a political decision. It needs political decision and it needs commitment. You know, we are going to do it, and we are capable to do it, and we are going to work hard and commit ourselves to implement it because of our people.
Okay, thank you so much, Robert, for making it to SLBC. Before I let you go and before we wind up this interview, who might be behind all these hardships in South Sudan? Is economic hardship? Who can you blame?
I will blame all our leaders, number one. Number two, I will blame also some of the foreigners who are here. Number three, I will also blame our intellectuals. Because at the end of the day, we have our leaders, need our intellectual in terms of people who are having ideas of economic ideas to come and help our government. You know, to come and help our government to improve our economic situation. This is one. Also, I will also blame the foreigners, because the foreigners don't appreciate South Sudanese. They take advantage because we don't have laws that regulate or setting rules that can setting laws that can improve our own economy, but they're taking advantage for themselves and forgetting that this country also has people and has capacity. You know the opportunities. Once they get opportunity, they take it and they forget it. Means that they are building their country and they're leaving us like that. That's what I'm telling about employment laws. And that's why I'm talking about the issues of foreign trade regulations. These are the issues that also need to be addressed. And all this also need our government. And also part of that one, I also blame our business communities who are also people who are also having money. Because at the end of the day, we need also to come in and dive forcefully also to support our people, to support our government. Because at the end of the day, if our people is poor, our government is going to be poor. But if our people are strong, has money, everyone works very hard to produce, automatically our government will, because we are going to pay taxes. Once we pay taxes, our government is going also to be strong, to provide for us services, and we are moving ahead. And once our government is one, like bringing in political stability in the country, I think people will move ahead, because people will think of how much I'm going to make, because people make money in a peaceful environment, in a political stable environment that makes any country develop in a very short time period.
Thank you so much, Robert. And finally, not to be the last, but hopefully we'll continue to meet and have more ideas on the business in South Sudan, in Juba in particular, in Central Equatoria as the chairperson. What could be your message to South Sudanese citizens that are suffering? What could be your message to the leaders that you blame to be the cause of the hardship? And we can call it an interview.
Okay. Number one, to our leaders, we need them to come together. We need them to come together as brothers. This is one. Number two, to our intellectuals, we need them to come with their economic ideas, to come and give their ideas to our government so that things change. This is two. Number three, we also go into our business communities. We have also to be honest. To be honest, not to manipulate prices in the market. Yeah, we know we are in the market. We are there to make profit, but we have to know that we're also providing services. We don't want to take advantage of our own people, also, or to our own place that we came from somewhere. We just come here to make money. No, we're also contributing into social development of that country, whether you're a foreigner, whether you're South Sudanese, whether you come from there. Because at the end of the day, you have to give something to the same people that you get them there. This is number 4 is going to our revenue collecting institutions. Now, so that they also set laws that favor our own people, regulating prices so that it comes to also regulate prices. Because at the end of the day, if you set laws, taxation policies that helps the economy and then helps growing people to join business, creating opportunities in South Sudan, it means that we are going ahead, and we are also going. We are also going to our citizens. This problem will end. It just needs patience. It just needs commitment from our government, commitment from our government, so that they work hard to change the situation where we are in.
Thank you so much, Robert, and dear viewers, thank you so much for following these editions of the business tips and the prices of commodities within Juba and what should be done by the government of the Republic of South Sudan to work on the hardship, the economic hardship that South Sudanese citizens are facing as a result of the high prices of commodities in the market. My guest has been Robert Pitia Francis, the chairperson of Central Equatoria State Chamber of Commerce, and he has been helping us deliberately understanding the challenges in the market, the challenges in the business, and what the government of South Sudan should be done to improve all the hardship and what is affecting the people of South Sudan. I've been your host, Majur Cholkor, and finally, allow me to say it, Robert, thank you so much for making it to SABC. I'm profoundly honored and exceedingly humbled to be your host in this edition of this special interview. And I say it, God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.